this video, we'll be going over what is Service Center, and then we'll be going through a short demonstration of the module. I do want to point out at the beginning of this that I have contact information that you can reach out to DSD to inquire more about Service Center. If you have any questions or need to request a further demonstration, you can do so at enhancements@dsdinc.com. I will also say I would recommend taking notes throughout if you'd like to request a further demonstration of maybe things that you would like to see that your company does to see if Service Center works for you, or just a feature that maybe we touch on but don't go into details in this demonstration. So go ahead, if you can include those in your email when you reach out to us, that would be great, so when we can be prepared for your demonstration to your company. So what is Service Center? Service Center is for manufacturing, distribution, and third-party repair shops. It's an ideal solution for businesses that need to track warranties, perform repair service, and even send replacement units or loaners, and it's closely integrated with sales order, inventory, and accounts receivable. Some of the key features is it is for repair customers, equipment, or inventory. You can also refurbish or repair internal equipment or inventory. You can process returns and exchanges. It does have the ability to track demo or loaner units that you send out. On service orders, you can track and manage all of your warranties. You can get failure analysis and productivity reports. The system tracks any failure codes that you put in the system, and you can also write reports off of the productivity. You can keep a complete service history of each item. It's going to track technician time entries. You can auto-generate invoices from your service orders. You have the ability to quick return any demo or loaner units that you sent out in the system. There is paperless office integration with Service Center. Then I also do want to point out that InstaDocs, our document management solution by DSD, is also available for Service Center, as well as multi-bin for users that have the DSD ScanForce multi-bin. You can also auto-generate invoices. There are 4 Business Insight Explorer views. There's 7 standard crystal reports. And then how is Service Center different than other products? Other products are typically for field service. Service Center is for depot repair. There's one price for the module, and there's no additional charges for users. Other softwares charge for additional users. Service Center does not fall under that category. It uses the standard Sage 100 user licenses. Another key feature about Service Center is easy to use or is easy to learn because it's familiar with the Sage 100 interface. So if your users are already used to working in Sage 100, this will be a pretty easy transition for them. Then let's go ahead and just get started into the product demonstration. Alright, so we're going to do a demo of Service Center. So with Service Center installed, it is a new module, so you see it listed under your modules. And then you'll have your main, inquiries, reports, setup, utilities, and your Explorer views, just like other modules. I'm actually going to start, though, from the beginning of the process. So we're going to go to an inventory item. So it's going to be a lot serialized item. And for some companies, this may not apply. You may not sell the products that you are repairing or getting back into Service Center, and that's fine. This part just may not pertain to you guys as much, but once I get through this process, it will. So if we go to the second tab, you'll see there's a new service button, and you want to make sure that anything you're selling as a serialized item that you're going to be servicing or repairing, you mark as check as a service item. And then if you want any warranty codes when you're sold to automatically appear, you can go ahead and choose that as well. So go ahead and accept that, and then I'm just going to go through the sales process and just going to go ahead and go straight to invoice data entry and go ahead and create an order for that item code. Just use Husky and go ahead and choose my 100A item code. And then it is a lot serial, so I'll go ahead and choose my serial number, and I have one here for demo 123. Go ahead and accept that. So go ahead and post that invoice. And what this is going to do is go ahead and take that invoice and post it into service item maintenance. So that item is going to now be part of the Service Center module. And I'll go ahead and show that off here. So if you go ahead and hop into Service Center, and under Setup is where the service item maintenance is. And so if we go in here, we can look up our 100 that we just sold. Again, this is going to have everything, and then the demo 123 serial number. So you can see that the 8/28 date that I just sold it, the invoice 124, the sales price, and then it does have those warranty informations that I had automatically set up for that item code when it is sold to have. So you can see that it had the 1 year and then it had a 2 year that came along with it that automatically happens. More on this screen, you can see who I sold it to and who the end user is. So these can be different or change for people. So say who I sell it to and who the end user ends up being is different, and for people that does happen. For some people it doesn't. You're selling straight to end users. Some people have resellers, and then that's when it gets into a end user's hand. So I can go ahead and change this. Let's hit accept. And if I go back in, you can now see that there's a button that says owner history. So I can see that Husky originally had it, and now John Deere owns it as the end user. There's some standard purchase order stuff here, and then you have a service info button. What this would do is show any history if this item had been serviced previously. So let's see if I can navigate. So if I navigate back to an item, you can see that this actually has a new order on it, and you could just double click and go ahead and get into that service order entry. If I navigate back to my demo that I'm working on here, you do have the button straight from here. So say you're on a service call and you're looking up that item code and that serial number, you can go ahead and create that service button here. The only other thing before I do that I want to point out is Instadocs. As Instadocs is available, it's our document management solution that is available for Service Center as well. So let's go ahead and create that service button. Just create a standard order. And this will take you to the service order entry. So from here, again, it works the same as all of your standard Sage. So that's what's great about Service Center is if you already have users that are in Sage, they should be comfortable with using the new module. So you can see when I created it from the service item entry that everything flows over from the customer. And then you have statuses that you can change. There are standard statuses that come with the product. So if I go ahead and search them here, you can see that they're all statuses. You can go ahead and create your own as well that pertain to your company, but these all come with the product. And then here's a good point. So Service Center is like, we like to call it RMA on steroids. It does way more than RMA. And when you are working on a service item, you don't bring that back into your inventory because it's not yours, you don't own it. So when you're working on a service item, you can mark it obviously as received, but never hit your inventory. Don't have to worry about that. The only thing that will hit your inventory is parts and labor, obviously, that you are using to repair or service that unit or item that you are working on. So you have tab 2 of addresses, which is standard to Sage. Then the service items. So this is my 100A item code and my demo serial number that I had created it for. You can go ahead and add more units here if you want. I would say most companies it differs, but it's typically a 1-to-1 ratio, or you can do a mini relationship of units that you're working on. So say something comes in for warranty and they all need new belts, you could put them all on one service entry, or you can make their own tickets for them. It's up to you as well. And I know a lot of this is going to be a ton of information, so this is just a good demo, a good starting point, and then we can always schedule a live one for your company later on. So send me as much of your questions as you can, so when we go through that demo, we can definitely get everything answered that it pertains to your company. And then there's a lot of features that I won't be able to touch on. I can maybe say them, but definitely won't be able to touch on in this quick video overview. So another thing that I can show out, I'll just click on this red L here, is a loaner. So say you're going to be working on something for a while and you want to send a loaner unit out. So we have that ability in the software as well to do that. And then there's some other fields down here that you can use for reporting purposes and things like that. But if I move on to tab 4 of lines, you can see that I have my unit that I'm working on, and here's where you would add what you are replacing. So say I did a belt, and I'm just going to replace one of them, and then I'm going to have some labor. I'm going to have, say it takes me 5 hours to replace a belt. And you'll notice that there's no pricing or anything coming through. That is because, let me go back a tab to the service item. It actually is in warranty. It brings that warranty code over and says, hey, here's the warranty start date and here's the warranty end date, and I'm in warranty. So I have this warranty code set up. There are set up by warranty codes that when it is in warranty, that parts and labor are covered. Now you could have certain warranty codes that even though it's a 1-year warranty, it's a 1-year parts warranty, and they still have to pay for labor. So that's just some different setups for warranty codes that you have as well. We won't be able to touch on setup of warranty codes in this overview, but if that's something we need to touch on more, we certainly can in a later demo. So back to our lines, you go ahead and have everything that you work on. There are on the menu, if I can hop to the menu a little bit while I'm in service order entry, there are technician time transactions. So if that's something that you want your technicians to be getting into, we can talk about that as well. I can pop that window open here, but you just go ahead and choose a technician, and they have start and end dates and what job and service order they're working on. So then you can then apply that to the order when you're going to invoice. Now there are multiple ways to invoice this. You can create invoice button right here. That button can be disabled so you don't have technicians that are able to create invoice, so that can be turned on or off, that button. Now the other one is, let me go ahead and put this at an invoice status so it is ready to be invoiced. Okay, let's go ahead and accept the order as 128. And then I'm going to point out you can create service invoices from this menu item, or you can go to the standard way that your users are used to now and go into invoice data entry and go ahead and create an invoice. And now you'll see this new service order lookup. So you can go ahead and look up the order, and if I find my 128, so everything's going to pull through just like if you would put in a sales order number. Go to the lines, select which item you're invoicing, hit OK, and then it's going to go ahead and bring everything in that you need. So it's going to bill out that belt. It has a comment code. So that comment code tells you what service item and serial number it was. So that's standard to the product, and then your labor comes over as well. Again, it is going to be a $0 invoice, but this does need to happen because obviously you're affecting your inventory, so your inventory needs billed out. So you go ahead and accept that, and everything is the same. You would go ahead and update that invoice the same. Let's go ahead and head back. If there's anything else I can point out in Service Center, like I said, there are warranty codes, so I can pop that open for you and look at a little bit of that setup. So there are setup options for warranty codes depending on how you set them up. Like I said, there is demo loaner maintenance, so there are screens for that with that ability that you have in the system to run demos or loaners out to users. And then there are some other setup options that we can go more in depth. Let's open up reports. There are standard reports. They're all crystal based, so they can be modified. These are just standard ones that come with Service Center. And that is a quick overview of the Service Center product. I know, again, there's a lot more functions and features, but the sake of for a quick demo, we'll leave it there. If you want to see a live demo, go ahead and email it at us at enhancements@dsdinc.com. Send along as many questions as you can. Anything that kind of pertains to your company that you would like to see, we would be happy to help. Thank you.